My name is Ilya Vechkin. I'm the co-founder of Manchester Futsal Club. We've been very busy over the last 12 years building a club here in Manchester, and we hope that we can take the sport of futsal forward and establish a bright future for the game.
So the organisation is done on all of the things: commitment, passion, drive, determination. The impact is probably the bit that I see as the thing that we've achieved.
I remember coaching one kid in a big venue. Now I can coach loads of kids, so more people are known to the sport, more people are known to MFC.
I think it's amazing what you can achieve with ambition and passion and hard work, and what Manchester have done so far is incredible in these first, well, just over 10 years.
We are proud to have established the futsal community in Manchester, and our aim is to make it bigger and more accessible. This is the story of how it all began and what we have achieved. I came to Manchester when I was 15. I always had a dream to leave and play football overseas. I remember when I was 12, we went to a tournament in Finland, and when we came back, I said to my dad, "Dad, you know, when we ever have an opportunity, I'd love to leave and play football abroad." And then at 15, after when I finished my 9th year at school, he said, "Look, listen, in September you're going to be going to Manchester." And I was delighted with that. At the same time, I was a bit excited. And some people say, "Well, you're scared at that age," but I wasn't scared because it was always my dream to go and study abroad and play football. So for me, it's great. It was almost like a dream come true. I've been in Manchester for 16 years. It's a city that I'd say I grew up in, and I'm really attached to the city, and a city that I really love and passionate about. It's a city that I've got memories growing up with, really. So
Is it your home now?
I'd say this is my home now, yeah. In the first three months, like I said, I was probably counting the days when I was going to go back home to see my family in Russia, to see my friends. So at first, obviously, it was a little bit hard, but as I said before, when I had that dream to go and live abroad to study or to play football, you know, I always had that goal that I wanted to stay here, so I immersed myself in the English life straight away. I've been here for such a long time, you know. I understand what the city is all about, what the English culture is all about. So I feel here very comfortable. I have friends from different parts of the world that live here. So yeah, I love Manchester. The thing that I like about the city, you got everything here. So many great things that came out of Manchester. You got music, you got great culture, you got nightlife, and obviously the sport, the football. Every part of the city you go is something different, and that's what it makes unique living here. Like I said before, you know, football is my passion. It's always has been the passion since I was the age of probably 7. You know, I love playing football. That's what I love doing. And when I came here, I always wanted to play futsal, because in Russia we've played futsal since I was 7, and I really wanted to play futsal here. But I started looking around, and to be honest, there was no futsal club in Manchester at all. So at that time, I was working in a part-time job, and I've met a good friend of mine now, Simon Wright. And then when I was saying to him, "Look, I really want to play futsal, and there's nowhere to play," and I was obviously explaining to him what futsal is and what a great game futsal is, and he said, "Oh, let me have a look at it." And then we both kind of came together, spoke about it, and then we've kind of decided to start our own futsal club in Manchester, and then that's where the whole kind of story began.
met Ilya in a part-time job. I'd just finished university, looking for work, and was trying to find, obviously, a job just to pay the bills, and it turned out that there was an opportunity going at a local pizza shop. So I was making the pizzas, and there was a young lad that was out the back, just started at roughly about the same time as me. The first conversation that came about was our love of football, and where could we play, what were we doing? And Ilya just introduced saying, have you seen futsal before? Have you seen futsal? Because I played it as a kid, and obviously that was the first time that I'd heard what futsal, even the term futsal. So that kind of just developed a conversation of intrigue. Okay, well, what is it? Why were you playing it? Why did you play futsal in Russia? What are the differences? And so from there, I think it was a case of sort of researching a little bit more about futsal, going away, seeing what was available. And it was just by chance that Manchester FA, who are the local organisation that delivers all of grassroots football, they were starting kind of like a pilot futsal league. So straight away, you know, the two connected. All right, look, there's this opportunity. There's a league. What do you think? Should we do it? How are we going to do it? So that was generally, that was, I'd say, the first catalyst of, right, okay, now we've got to form a team. Okay, well, what is that team? Well, why not Manchester Futsal Club? That doesn't, you know, we might as well take that name because no one else is going to have that kind of name so far, and we can make a mark of saying, well, you know, yeah, we are the futsal club that's going to represent the city.
Early conversation what we had, it was almost like, right, we're creating this club, but it wasn't going to be just a club where we just play with our mates on a Monday night and this is it. You know, we play and we go home and it's forgotten. But even at that moment, I remember both of us kind of got together and we had the vision where we don't just want to build a club, but we really wanted to push futsal in Manchester. This is where all our games are held, all our Super League games. This is our home, this is where we play. It's one of the iconic venues for the British cycling, but obviously in the middle of it, that's where we play. This is where our first team game play, but also we do our youth futsal training camps. And to be honest, this is one of those venues, probably one of the best venues in the country for futsal. You know, it's something that we're really, I'd say, lucky to have, but also it's something for our young kids to get inspired to play in such an arena like that. Of course, we would have liked to have our own venue maybe in the near future, but this is perfect. You know, this is in the centre of Sports City, and we definitely were honoured to be here and be at an elite venue like that. So, yeah, this is where it's happening.
So from there, we had to recruit. We had to go and find some guys. We had to do what everyone does when they're trying to form a team, at least. And I think the idea that we had was that, okay, well, you know, let's try and put some posters up. Let's try and maybe go to the universities. There might be people there that will be interested. I'd studied at the University of Manchester. Ilya studied at Manchester Metropolitan University. So we just thought that was the best target audience. And it's like, well, how are we going to do that? Okay, well, we need something that's announcing that futsal's arrived in Manchester, or futsal's, you know, Manchester Futsal Club are forming. So I think we came up with this Brazilian-themed kind of poster, you know, it's yellow and blue, but, you know, looking all fancy and something different. I think we just started putting them up on, like, I don't know, in and around the universities, just on walls, like walking around the student union, walking around the athletics union, just sticking it up like, oh yeah, look, just stick our poster and hopefully no one will take it down. And I guess at that point, yeah, we probably would have put our email addresses on it or contacts.
So I've been with the club since 2006, October 2006, exactly. So I sent an email out about September time, got an email back from Simon, met Simon. I think at that time, obviously, Ilya was at FC United as well, so once he'd finished training, he popped over, and that's where the story begins, basically.
I
started playing futsal in Holland. Then I moved over to England about 10 years ago. And I then got introduced to Simon. Simon introduced me to the club, and I've been playing for a good 8 years now.
For 12 years we've been working together tirelessly, I'd say, and also we sacrifice a lot. You know, obviously Simon's got a young family. Obviously myself, I'm building myself in terms of on a personal level, on a professional level, because at that time we were young. I was, 19, 20, he was, 23, 24 himself, so it's almost like, where did we go in the career? And we chose that path into the unknown. And it wasn't unknown because there was no futsal. So we were starting from scratch. We didn't have anything to follow. We were trying to open different doors, and some doors were closing in front of us, some were opening, but for some reason we had some feelings inside, oh, this is a good thing. We really wanted to drive through, and no matter what challenges we face, we just go for it.
I think where we've achieved now, we're a club, but then we're an organisation in the sense of all of the things we've built around it. And that organisation is to kind of develop the sport, deliver more opportunities, and kind of show how it can be done. Because it's a new sport, everyone's still learning, but I always wanted to say, well, look, this is our way of doing it. We feel it's the right way, and this is our approach to it. So the organisation is done on, you know, all of the things: commitment, passion, drive, determination. The impact is probably the bit that I see as the thing that we've achieved.
So at first when I joined the club, I was obviously a player. So then I got involved in the youth. So at the moment I'm coaching on the 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s and 10s. I've been here, from the start? Not really from the start, I probably missed out 2 years or 3 years. And I remember coaching one kid in a big venue. Now I can coach loads of kids. So more people are known to the sport, more people are known to MFC. So coming from the beginning to where I am now, I'm grateful.
Over the years, you know, we've changed people's lives in some ways. You know, we gave them a career in coaching, we gave them an opportunity to do media work with us, we gave them an opportunity to little things like helping us running the events. So we give people different skills, and that's what now we're becoming. We just don't want to be a team, but we want to be an organisation that creates opportunities.
When I first came, I asked Ilya and Simon just to get me involved in coaching. I was assisting Ilya at first with these lot, and then progressed when I got older, started doing the sessions on my own. And now I'm the under-12s head coach on a Monday.
In 2014, I went to the chairman and asked what there was for women in terms of futsal, and he said that there was nothing. It's something that the club had always wanted to put into place, but they hadn't had anybody that thus far to sort of take it on. So I came in and volunteered to do that. So since then we've grown the women's stuff from being a kickabout session, so just a sort of turn up and play, to being a full team in a national league.
It doesn't matter where you are, either a youth player or you're adult that want to get involved in the game, or in certain area that you really feel that, oh, this is where I can practice my expertise. We want to give those opportunities to people. As well as, on top of that, you got the England pathway. You can go to England, play for the England national futsal team. You can play for England under 23s, and we want to be the platform for the young players to come through that.
So I first started playing futsal with Manchester. That was my first club in 2006, so over 10 years ago now. Yeah, so after I started training with Manchester Futsal Club, a couple of years later the FA created a national league, so I started playing in that, and then obviously with that there's an England team since 2004, futsal team, so obviously natural ambition was to try and play for England, so I did that later in 2008, and then the year after playing for Manchester Futsal for a few years, I got an offer to play professionally in Spain. So I went and took that opportunity, and then since then I've played all over Europe. So I played in Croatia, Serbia, Cyprus, and also played professional back in England when there was a professional team here a couple of years ago. The club back in 2006, it was just a team of players. Now it's a real club. It's amazing when you think where it's come from, where it was just us just trying to have fun playing futsal, and then now is these kids, with so many kids playing, we're organising tournaments, leagues. It's a real community now, rather than just a team of players. So I think it's amazing what you can achieve with ambition and passion and hard work. And what Manchester have done so far is incredible in these first, just over 10 years.
The people that we have now, definitely, I'd say it's the family. So that's why you're, emotionally connected to it all, because you've seen it grow as a little child to a bigger family now. And I think that's why we're still here. That's why we're still doing it, because we've become rooted in this family of the club and bringing more people into that family.
For me, Manchester Futsal Club, it's almost like a lifestyle now. I wouldn't say it's a job. I wouldn't say it's something that I don't enjoy. I enjoy doing every day. I'm there with my friends. We're working all together, and we're trying to achieve something that hopefully in the near future our kids can be proud of and be part of it, continue what we've created.
Everyone's friendly and they love to play with each other, so it's a really good club, and we all get along well with each other.
It's like we're all big family and we all stick together. We all get along.
Got it this far, and we've managed to maintain that, strengthen it, improve it, and it's still going. We're part of sport in Manchester and that sporting landscape with other organisations that exist in the city.
The aim is to grow the game in England, and especially in Manchester. We're in such a great city, footballing city, that we really wanted to expand the game in every corner of Manchester. We want people to know that there's a club that they can support, they can go and enjoy on a Sunday afternoon and really just be part of something exciting.